You're watching CW50 News at 10.
We're going straight individual VIP hostess to your table.
Right now on CW50 News at 10, bars adapt to a changing reality as indoor service is shut down. Plus,
I think a lot of people are pent up. There's a lot of energy, people willing to get out.
gearing up for a holiday weekend without big fireworks shows. The new warning to follow local laws. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Brooke Katz. As COVID-19 cases spike across the country, Michigan once again trying to curb any increase in the state. Indoor bars are now shut down in the state's lower region. CW50's Chris Walker shows how some are trying to stay in business.
Indoor bars are a no-go in Detroit. It's the latest order handed down by Governor Gretchen Whitmer to reduce the spread of COVID-19. But that doesn't mean a long day can end with a strong drink. Bar owners will now have to bring their service outside.
The main conversation has been, if we open, how do we do it right? How do we comply? How do we make sure our patrons are safe and still be able to provide a good time?
On the rooftop of the music hall is where 350 Terrace dwells. It's an outdoor party experience that is known for its popular event Skip Fridays. But in its 7th season, there are changes underway to keep people safe.
Individualized distant booths for each party, along with assigned hostess for each table. This is the new normal at 350 Terrace.
And be able to look around and still get an energy of being out. Have the energy of music, have the energy of nightlife, and one of the best views in downtown Detroit.
An effort to avoid long lines and close proximity, patrons must make reservations online ahead of coming to the door.
With our new reservation system, everybody being able to kind of plan ahead, know when to get here, and there's no ambiguity. I come in, I'm with Chris, Walker, and this is our group, this is where you're going, this is your hostess. It's streamlined in a sense.
The governor's order applies to bars that earn more than 70% of its revenue from alcohol sales. Bars can also offer cocktails to go. Reporting in Detroit, Chris Walker, CW50 News at 10.
Chris, thank you. And the number of COVID cases linked to an East Lansing bar now up to 138, according to the Detroit News. Ingham County officials confirmed another 31 positive cases from Harper's Restaurant and Brew Pub. So far, none of those infected, though, have been hospitalized. Michigan reported its largest single-day increase of cases since May. The state currently reports at least 5,900 deaths and 64,000 cases of the virus. This includes more than 1,400 deaths and 11,000 cases in Detroit. An armed altercation in an Orion Township parking lot is going viral on social media, tugging at racial undertones.
Oh, you gonna shoot me? Get the away. Oh, get away. Call the cops right now. Call them. Oh. Call the cops. Get the away. Call the cops. Get away.
Oakland County Sheriff is investigating the incident involving a mother and her 15-year-old daughter. In the video, the child accuses a woman of bumping into her at a Chipotle restaurant. The confrontation escalates after the mother says the woman's SUV nearly hits her. Police then arrive after the woman draws out a gun. 3 suspects in the death of a 16-year-old boy have been released on $500,000 bond. Michael Mosley faces 35 years in prison on involuntary manslaughter charges. Heather McLaughlin faces up to 25 years in prison on involuntary manslaughter and child abuse charges. And a third employee, Zachary Solis, was arraigned yesterday. All 3 defendants are due back in court later this month. In an effort to save drivers money, personal protection insurance is now an option in Michigan. Michigan was the only state to require unlimited medical coverage for severe crashes. On average, Michigan has the highest insurance rates. This amendment also helps lower car insurance rates and limits how much medical providers can charge for care after an accident. Let's head over now to Chief Meteorologist Karen Carter with a first look.
Hot temperatures today in our area. Temps rose into the upper 80s and low 90s. and still hot temperatures through the Midwest, 80s and 90s. So you can expect more of this to be headed our way over the next few days. Now, taking a look at overnight temperatures, not much relief. Temps are going to reach into the 70s through the overnight hours, so it's still going to be rather mild or warm outside with clear skies. 76 degrees at 12 a.m., 72 at 2 a.m., and 70 degrees at 4 a.m. And temperatures overnight are going to stay mainly around 70 degrees. Now, coming up, we are going to talk about the 90s continuing through our 7-day, and you may be surprised to see how long those 90-degree temperatures are going to last. I'll have your 4th of July forecast and your travel forecast if you're going up north for the weekend, all coming up in your next look at weather.
Karen, thank you. Ford partnering up with Disney for its upcoming Ford Bronco reveal. The automaker posted this short teaser and says it'll unveil its all-new SUV across all Disney platforms on July 13th. Ford originally planned for a July 9th reveal, but changed the date due to it also being O.J. Simpson's birthday. This comes as Ford reports a 33% drop in sales in the second quarter, mainly blamed on the pandemic. Fiat Chrysler also facing some business troubles because of the pandemic. The automaker reports sales down 39% in its second quarter. Last week, Fiat Chrysler did secure a multi-billion-dollar loan from the Italian government. Tesla now claiming the title of most valuable automaker. Its stock hit a record high yesterday, overtaking Toyota. The electric car maker currently has a market value of more than $200 billion. Experts say Tesla's rise is tied to a bet it will reshape the industry. As we inch closer to the holiday weekend, officials want to remind everyone of the local laws surrounding fireworks. CW50's April Morton has more.
Business booming and fireworks sales are sky high here at Phantom Fireworks. Michael Podolsky says that's usually the case right before the 4th of July holiday, but this year sales have been record-breaking.
We're up 150%. Rushes are common for us last week leading up to the 4th, but we've never seen numbers like this in May and June. It's up considerable.
Podolsky says it's a sign of our current times.
Mostly the pandemic. I think a lot of people are pent up. There's a lot of energy, people willing to get out.
But law enforcement says before you light up, check with your city to see what is and what is not allowed.
Some restrict the types of fireworks that you can have based upon either the power of the fireworks.
Or Wayne County Sheriff Napoleon says the loudness of the fireworks. He oversees 43 communities in the county and says each one has their own fireworks ordinances. But overall, state rules says fireworks are allowed June 29th till July 4th from 11 a.m. till 11:45 p.m. Also, consumer-grade fireworks can only be ignited from personal property. Napoleon says above all, safety is most important.
If they have instructions that tell you how to use them, follow the instructions and don't deviate. Like, don't put something that is extremely powerful in a bottle that's glass that can explode.
He also says kids should keep a distance from fireworks. April Morton, CW50 News at 10.
Thanks, April. Up next, an update to the investigation of a missing Fort Hood soldier. What the Army says it knows about Vanessa Guillen and the suspects wanted for her original disappearance. Plus, a close associate of Jeffrey Epstein arrested, how she's accused of helping the millionaire.
The internet isn't just awesome, it's important. It provides everything you want, love, and need. So, what if you could get it all at mind-bending speed without being locked in to a cumbersome contract for the unbelievably low price of $44.99 a month? Now with safe, simple, contact-free installation.
Wow. This is my body of proof.
Proof I can fight moderate to severe rheumatoid arthritis.
Proof I can fight psoriatic arthritis. With Humira. Proof of less joint pain.
And clearer skin in PSA.
Humira targets and blocks the source of inflammation that contributes to joint pain and irreversible damage.
Humira can lower your ability to fight infections. Serious and sometimes fatal infections, including tuberculosis and cancers, including lymphoma, have happened, as have blood, liver, and nervous system problems, serious allergic reactions, and new or worsening heart failure. Tell your doctor if you've been to areas where certain fungal infections are common, and if you've had TB, hepatitis B, are prone to infections, or have flu-like symptoms or sores. Don't start Humira if you have an infection.
Humira is proven to help stop further joint damage.
Want more proof? Ask your rheumatologist about Humira citrate-free.
If you can't afford your medicine, AbbVie may be able to help.
Debt gets out of control fast. Chapter 7 can be the perfect answer, but most bankruptcy firms demand hundreds in upfront fees. Debt Stoppers has a better plan. A Debt Stoppers Chapter 7 will get you out of debt now. Zero upfront bankruptcy. And now, you can file bankruptcy by phone without leaving your home. 844-563-2800. 844-563-2800.
Do I have debt trouble?
I have some sleepless nights. But we all have to live with debt, right?
If backbreaking debts become normal for you, I can help you change it. A Debt Stoppers bankruptcy plan can end your problems for good, eliminate your debt, and bring back the peace of mind you've been missing.
I'm fixing this for good.
For good.
I'm going to Debt Stoppers.
File bankruptcy by phone without leaving home. 844-563-2800. 844-563-2800.
Tim Hortons knows that with cold brew, perfection takes time. 16 hours to be exact. Brewed in-house using our 100% premium Arabica beans for a smooth, sweet, full-bodied flavor. Introducing Vanilla Cream Cold Brew and Ice Cold Brew, now at Tim Hortons. Want to brain better? Unlike ordinary memory supplements, Nariva has clinically proven ingredients that fuel 5 indicators of brain performance: memory, focus, accuracy, learning, and concentration. Try our new gummies for 30 days and see the difference.
Watch The Big Bang Theory tonight at 11 on CW50.
It's a case now being investigated through the higher ranks of the U.S. Army. 2 suspects have been identified in the missing case of Vanessa Guillen, including one man who took his own life. Michael George has the latest.
Military investigators have descended on the area around Fort Hood, Texas.
In the last 3 days, the investigation has led to the discovery of human remains in Belton, Texas, the arrest of a person from the local community, and the suicide of a soldier in Killeen who is pending apprehension.
Human remains, believed to be those of Vanessa Guillen, were found Tuesday in a shallow grave near the Leon River, about 30 miles east of the base.
The remains recently discovered have not yet been positively identified.
Guillen, a 20-year-old private, had been stationed at Fort Hood. She was last seen April 22nd in a base parking lot. Earlier this week, Army investigators told local police a suspect in Guillen's disappearance had walked away from his post on the base. The man was located about 6 miles away. As officers approached, he pulled out a gun, then shot and killed himself. He's been identified as Army Specialist Aaron David Robinson. Military investigators say a second suspect was taken into custody and that she's the estranged wife of a former Fort Hood soldier. Her name is being withheld.
No one justice! And no one answers!
Guillen's family says she told them she was being sexually harassed at the base. Army investigators say so far they've found no evidence of a connection between Guillen's allegations of harassment and her disappearance. Michael George, CBS News.
Today we announced charges against Ghislaine Maxwell for helping Jeffrey Epstein sexually exploit and abuse multiple minor girls from the period of 1994 through 1997. Maxwell played a critical role in helping Epstein to identify, befriend, and groom minor victims for abuse. In some cases, Maxwell participated in the abuse herself.
And Maxwell has now been accused by multiple women of helping Epstein. Claims she denies. She is best known as a British socialite and live-in partner with Epstein. Epstein was found dead in his cell last summer in New York. Jobless claims doubled in Michigan last week. More than 37,000 people filed for unemployment compared to over 19,000 the week prior. Nationwide, employers added 4.8 million jobs in June, but last week 1.4 million jobless claims were filed. The U.S. unemployment rate is now at 11.1%. Among black workers, the unemployment rate is 15.4% compared to 10.1% for white workers. President Trump says he wants Congress to pass another stimulus bill. In an interview with Fox Business, the president said he wants to give more than $1,200 to the next time around. However, he does not support extending the $600 unemployment payments, which run out at the end of the month. President Trump also reversing his stance on wearing masks in public as the U.S. hits a new single-day record for COVID-19 cases. This comes as the House holds a hearing over the crisis and what supplies it has. Natalie Brand in Washington with the latest.
As daily new U.S. coronavirus cases set a record, President Trump defended his administration's response to the pandemic.
We've done a historic thing. We would have lost millions of lives. And now we're opening it up, and it's opening up far faster than anybody thought even possible, and more successfully.
The president did not take questions at a morning briefing, but yesterday addressed the issue of wearing masks on Fox Business News.
I'm all for masks. I think masks are good. I would wear, if I were in a group of people and I was close.
President Trump plans to travel to Mount Rushmore tomorrow for an Independence Day celebration where attendees will not be required to wear masks or socially distance. On Capitol Hill, the House's Coronavirus Crisis Oversight Committee held a hearing on the Strategic National Stockpile. Democratic lawmakers fault the administration for shortages of critical supplies and personal protective equipment.
Serious shortages have been reported in Texas and Florida, and the governor of Washington has identified, and I quote, widespread shortages in that state.
We grew U.S. production of N95 masks. The stockpile had no ventilator drugs. We're now growing it to have at least 5 in stock with months' worth of supply.
On the Senate side, the National Institutes of Health director testified about efforts to expedite the development of a vaccine.
We are all optimistic that the goal that we have set to have a vaccine that works and is safe by the end of 2020 will be met.
As the coronavirus task force monitors states with surging cases, the vice president travels to hotspots, including Arizona yesterday and Florida today. Natalie Brandt, CBS News, the White House.
Mark Zuckerberg will meet with civil rights organizers next week after 500 companies pull Facebook ads. Target, the latest big brand to boycott Facebook. The company says it will stop all of its ads on Facebook and Instagram in July. It follows Best Buy, Pfizer, Ford, and Coca-Cola with that decision. The brands were inspired by the Stop Hate for Profit campaign, which urges social media platforms to restrict racist rhetoric and misinformation. The Detroit Pistons practice facility will turn into a voting center during upcoming elections. People will be able to register to vote and cast a ballot on site. The Henry Ford Pistons Performance Center will be open for elections on August 4th and November 3rd. Amid racial protests around the country, the Pistons have participated in various local demonstrations. The organization is now working to fight voter suppression. Still ahead, temperatures heating up across the country. How some animals are making sure they stay cool in this heat. Plus, it's music which doesn't require an instrument. In today's Eye on Detroit, we'll take you to the program helping kids through song.
We had a hot day today and more hot weather on the way. I'll let you know how long it's going to last and if we have any rain in sight. Coming up in your next look at weather.
On the next Last Man Standing, Mandy gets her first taste of the great outdoors.
Pheasant hunting is ridiculous. All the running and the chasing and the fetching.
That's what the dog's for.
Dog?
Last Man Standing. Watch tonight at 11:30 on CW50.
It's the same sad story. Disaster strikes Michigan. Unemployment nearly 25%. Meanwhile, typical politician Gary Peters keeps double dipping on the taxpayer dime, collecting his pension from Lansing, $250,000 and counting, on top of his six-figure salary in Washington. No wonder his wealth has doubled in Washington. Gary Peters, while Michigan suffers, he keeps on rolling. Better Future MI Fund is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Hey, can I...
Hold on 1 second.
Sure.
Okay. Safe drivers save 40%. Check it out. Safe drivers save 40%. Safe drivers save 40%. Safe drivers save 40%. That's safe drivers save 40%.
It is.
Hi.
Hey. That's totally him. That's totally the guy.
Safe drivers do save 40%. And in Michigan, auto reform is here. Lower your costs, not your standards. Visit allstate.com or call a local agent for a quote today.
One of the hardest things about that day was telling the children that Mom had cancer and to try to help them understand that it was going to be okay when I didn't believe I was going to be okay. I've learned through Dr. Stanley that you cannot be full of fear and full of faith at the same time. Every time he says something, I'm like, oh, wow, I see it. And I get excited because I learned something different.
Just a reminder that the rocket's red glare and the bombs bursting in air are brought to you this and every 4th of July by Phantom Fireworks. With state-of-the-art showrooms nationwide, we are America's #1 destination for brighter, louder, safer fireworks. Phantom Fireworks, lighting up faces and the backyards of America from coast to coast. Visit fireworks.com for a location near you.
CBS 62, CW50, and Forgotten Harvest present Feeding Detroit, a Motor City Meal-a-thon, Saturday at 8 p.m. Join Jay Leno, Lily Tomlin, Matthew Stafford, Kristen Bell, Mitch Albom, Beth Griffith-Manley, Phil Kogan, Judge Greg Mathis, and more in CW50's encore presentation of this special event to help Detroiters in need. Don't miss Feeding Detroit, a Motor City Meal-a-thon, Saturday at 8 p.m. on CW50.
Well, space is ruined.
Next, Big Bang.
Tonight at 11 on CW50. Watch Last Man Standing tonight at 11:30 on CW50.
During these warm summer months, it helps to stay cool, and one Arizona monkey thought the same and used a tub to cool off. Check it out. This orangutan who fought off the scorching Arizona heat in a bathtub. A viral video shows him playing around inside the tub at the Phoenix Zoo. Temperatures in the area are surpassing 100 degrees. If you need your own bathtub to stay cool this week, it might not be a bad idea. Let's head over to Chief Meteorologist Karen Carter with a look.
Bathtub, pool, sprinklers, go jump in the lake, whatever you can do to cool off this weekend. You're going to need it. And not only this weekend, but even into next week. Typically for this time of year, we should be at 83 degrees. But take a look at the temperatures over the next 5 days, staying in the low 90s. And these temperatures are going to continue into the 7-day even. Now, temps overnight are going to drop into the upper 60s and low 70s, so not much relief overnight. And tomorrow it's just going to be hotter with temperatures in the low 90s. Some of us could flirt with temps in the mid 90s, and it's going to feel very hot out there too. Tomorrow we're going to have a little bit more humidity, so it's going to feel like the low 100s. A little less humidity over the weekend, thank goodness, but it's still going to feel like the upper 90s, and that humidity is going to return a little bit for your Monday and Tuesday next week, so it's going to feel like the low 100s once again. Now, we do have some chances for some rain, thankfully, but tomorrow you may not see it. We are going to have clear skies overnight, mostly sunny skies in the morning, a little bit more cloud cover in the afternoon with partly cloudy skies, and only 20% of our viewing area is going to see some showers for tomorrow, and that's a possibility of a shower or a thunderstorm. Most of us are going to stay dry tomorrow, so don't expect to see that rain. Keep running those sprinklers in your yard and in your garden. We are going to have dry conditions then right through the weekend. So the good news about that, your barbecue won't get rained out. But here's a look at precip chances over the next 5 days. Only isolated chances for tomorrow, nothing over the weekend. An isolated chance on Monday. Better chance of a little bit of rain on Tuesday, and better yet, on Wednesday. Now, if you are traveling for tomorrow across the state, temperatures off to the west are still going to be in the low 90s. Partly cloudy skies, and as you head up north, a little bit more sunshine with temperatures in the 80s and 90s. A little cooler on the coastline, but a little bit warmer in the interior portion of the state. Now, as you head into the UP, temperatures are still going to be in the 80s and 90s. So really not much relief. And Grand Marias is coming in a little bit on the cool side there. They're going to be in the low 70s for tomorrow. Now, weekend forecast, if you're traveling around the state going up north, Looks hot. Now in the Thumb area, temperatures are going to be in the upper 70s and low 80s. In Tawas, temps are going to get rather hot on Sunday, bordering 90 degrees. But Mackinac and Marquette look beautiful with temps in the low 80s or upper 70s. Traverse City is going to be warm, and so is St. Joe. Ludington won't get really hot really until Sunday. So you have some nice summer weather. Hopefully you can go to the beach if you are traveling around the state. 4th of July weekend, if you're staying here at home, well, it's going to be hot. Temps in the low 90s, lots of sunshine, dry conditions, except for that small chance of an isolated shower or storm tomorrow. 69 your overnight low tonight with clear skies and light and variable winds. Tomorrow you can expect a high of 93 degrees, mostly sunny skies. An isolated storm is possible in the afternoon. Most of us are going to stay dry though. Here's a look at your 7-day forecast. 90s throughout the whole 7-day. It's going to be hot out there. We'll finally see some rain though next week.
Karen, thank you. And thank you for joining us here on CW50. You can catch us tomorrow night here at 10 o'clock. We leave you with one choir helping kids express themselves through music. As photojournalist Paul Pitlawani shows us, a good voice can help more than just the ears.
Wake up, wake up, wake up.
We're really the most inclusive choral music program that exists in the state.
The mission of Detroit Children's Choir is to unite children of diverse backgrounds through the power of music. It's not just about learning choir music, it's a chance to bring the children together. And we find that by bringing children together where they can experience a common passion, breaks down all sorts of barriers.
Music actually stimulates the mind. So it helps them focus a little more better on their studies as well. They can also do it to relax, and they're actually trying to compose their own songs now.
One of the things that really makes a difference with Detroit Children's Choir is it is a formal choir education. There is a ton of talent in Metro Detroit and Detroit vocally. The other phenomenal thing about a choir program is you don't need to go out and buy an instrument. It's your voice. Anyone can do it. So it's a program that's open to anyone and an opportunity for any child to experience the joy of music. The Detroit Children's Choir gives children an opportunity to find that voice they might not have ever realized they have.
County Executive Dave Coulter, the progressive leader. Coulter led when Trump failed, testing masks, fighting for small business, science, not stagecraft. Now Coulter's leading again for change.
I think it's important to say Black Lives Matter.
Dave led to protect Planned Parenthood funding when Trump cut it. Coulter led to improve our health care while Trump raises costs for seniors and guts protections for pre-existing conditions. Leading on COVID, fighting for us. Coulter.
Right now, you need dependable internet and endless entertainment. Xfinity has you covered, with reliably fast speeds, the most in-home Wi-Fi coverage, and advanced security included. Plus, access all your streaming apps in one place, including Peacock. And now you can get up and running quickly with contactless equipment drop-off. Now that's simple, easy, awesome. Get started with Xfinity for $25 a month for 12 months. Or ask about packages with speed up to a gig. Click or call today.
Many Christians believe that God can do anything, but some of these same believers find themselves unable to reconcile His promises with what they experience in their daily lives. The teachings of Andrew Womack can help you go from frustration to fulfillment. Practical application of the Bible for your everyday life. Watch Gospel Truth with Andrew Womack every weekday on this channel.
I didn't know I had a case.
I figured I could just take care of it later.
The hardest thing is telling someone you waited too long to pursue a claim.
But it happens all the time. Not knowing the legal system and the benefits you may be entitled to.
If you've been hurt, do something now. Call 855-75-EP-LAW, where winning is no accident.
Right now at SVS Vision, when you purchase a complete pair of glasses, your child gets a complete pair for free. Free glasses for your child? Now that's something to celebrate. Kids see free at SVS Vision. Get all the details at svsvision.com.
And we've upgraded her with the sonic shield and holographic mapping drones.
Impressive.
There is one more thing.
Ah, Jake from State Farm.
Here's the deal. With the Drive Safe and Save app, you'll save up to 30% for being a safe driver and get a discount just for signing up.
Well played, Jake from State Farm. As usual.
When you want the real deal, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Watch The Big Bang Theory tonight at 11 on CW50.